for round 2 and with another very, very interactive modern matchup of green-red Ponza versus 8-rack. What is this?
I'm not gonna lie, I think I like the 8-rack deck in this matchup.
Oh, you guys better be judging right now. I think everyone's judging right now.
So that turn 1 Thoughtseizer Inquisition, I think that's gonna be pretty telling. I feel like 8-rack just has a huge upper hand in this.
I'm puking on the inside. Just a reminder, guys, if you ever want to watch these not
on stream.
fumbling over my words, Zach.
Oh,
Or are we
man.
just cutting out again?
Oh man, we got a pro in the stream.
No. Shout out to everyone except Zachary West. I'm gonna assume Spartan Zach is Zach West. What is this matchup even like?
I think it's the 8-rack deck. I think just the hand disruption is just gonna be able to take too many good things from Ben. The only downfall with the 8-rack deck is it's obviously weak to top decks. That's always been the problem with it. So Ben does have a small amount of top decks that are actually live. Usually, he doesn't run very many threats. So.
Like, every time I play 8-rack or, like, pilot or play against it, it seems like they're really, really starved for lands. So I could see this going in Ben's favor. Hello. Oh, gosh. Logan, can we hear you now?
I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Verizon guy?
Yeah, good.
But, yeah, so I can see the land destruction being insanely relevant, but at the same time, like you were saying, I think Patrick's just going to be able to strip everything relevant.
We're gonna get a good look here. Looks like Huntmaster, Finks, Stone Rain, and Thrag Tusk.
Probably going to take these Stone Rain if I was Patrick.
Yeah, I think you take the Stone Rain here.
Yeah, this Rob blocks everything out.
He's gonna take the Kitchen Finks.
That's interesting. So
Might indicate a land heavy hand for Patrick.
I would agree. I need to stop shuffling cards. There we go. So I would not be surprised if Patrick just follows up with a Thoughtseize here and cuts Ben off of everything relevant that can close out the game. There we go.
So I think you take the Huntmaster here.
There we go. Because it seems... Does Patrick have a Raven's Crime in his hand there?
It's hard to see. I think he had 2 lands, including a fetch land. Oh, that was a Raven's Crime off the top there.
There we go. That's a good one.
Yep.
Raven's Crime. Ooh, tasty. Is that
Looks
an
like
Inferno Titan I see?
I don't think he's gonna get the casted though. I think Patrick's gonna take this one pretty quickly now.
I believe that's gonna be true. Does Ben have anything that can get him out of this? Unless somehow he can destroy all of Patrick's lands.
Creeping Moss.
Acid Moss.
Acid Moss. Yeah. Why? There's a Beast Within. He could rip to take care of the Shrieking Affliction.
That is true. Although at that point, I think Patrick's just winning the 3/3 Beast token versus Harbor Elf matchup. Oh. So I believe we're just gonna retrace Raven's Crime and then play classic play off the top of the deck and see where things go. Tasty. Double Urborg.
It's a weird term used to describe that play.
Tasty?
Yeah.
So basically, well, Ben actually can get back into this game. It's not out of our own possibility. Patrick rips another rack or shrieking affliction off the top, those is just done immediately.
So he needs like Beast Within, Inferno Titan, or maybe Thragtusk, Running Kitchen Finxes.
6 right now. Technically
4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Ben has a, what is that?
Is that a Birds of Paradise?
Does Ben play Birds of Paradise? Oh, something big. Oh.
Essen Moss on the Urborg.
No more swamps for Ben. I was playing against Patrick the other day, actually, in preparation for the Cincinnati Open. So there's really weird games when you're playing Mana Dork heavy decks, or I guess it would function the same with Utopia Sprawl, where you can actually hold on to land-heavy hands and just make the 8-rack player have an insane amount of discard. Because 8-rack excels when you're on the draw. So your opponent, if they want to do something, so let's say Ben has land Arbor Elf, he's immediately down to 5 cards in hand. If he has a turn 2 play, he's going down to 4. Well, there we go.
I've also seen players keep 5 to 7 land hands in game 2 against 8-rack before, because then you're relying on the 8-rack player to just have wrench mines.
Yeah, because most of the time 8-rack can't actually close out the, or they don't play ways to close out the game besides rack or Shrieking Affliction. Unless Patrick's teching some Phyrexian obliterator nonsense.
Sometimes out of the board you'll see 8-rack play things like Nixithid or Packrat. So I mean those could be 2 things that Patrick's looking at bringing in right now.
The Madness Bob.
So Asylum Visitor, I believe.
Is that what it is? You played that in Standard. Also, I'm sorry about the card flicking. I didn't realize this is just a habitual thing.
So Tom Ross from Star City Games.
Who's that guy? I never heard of him.
He champions these weird decks that I love. So I follow him kind of closely. He plays Soul Sisters in 8-rack.
Does he play Soul Sisters?
That deck's been bad for a while, so he hasn't played it for a while.
That's fair. Does he play anymore? I haven't heard that name in
a
while.
What was the one before Cincinnati? He played in that one, and he actually played 8-rack to a top 8 finish.
Oh, that's really good for him.
But he was playing the Asylum Visitor in his sideboard. No Nixithids or anything like that, though. So I don't know if Patrick's trying to mirror what Tom Ross was doing.
I believe it was Louisville.
Yeah, it might have been. Might have been Louisville. Yeah.
It's just weird to me because Tom Ross I had just always associated with super heavy aggro decks or just legacy infect. It's been a while since I've heard his name in the spotlight. Nice guy, great player.
Yeah, it looks like Infect might be on the rebound too. You see that deck?
It's really fun.
Yeah, might be on the rise again.
I'm really curious what Patrick's going to bring in against Ben. Ben has a lot of enchantment / artifact answers in green and red. But black, I feel like, just has so many weird techie cards, like Obliterator or Packrat. You never really know where they're going to go.
Yeah, there's not a lot that Ponza has in the main deck, and not so much that they could bring in out of the board that I think if you're the 8-rack player, if you do have a sideboard creature plan, I feel like this would be one of the matchups where you'd want to bring that in.
Unless Patrick goes all in on the Packrat plan and Ben top decks Bonfire for 6 billion. Oh, my lord. I really hope that, that somehow Rob messes up the interface for the stream and starts displaying Notepad. Can we go to rated R, or do we have to keep it PG-13? What's Daniel Nelson's preference?
I believe this is a family program, John.
Family program. I'll try to keep PG. That's hard. PG-13 is acceptable, I'll hope. Patrick taking a little while here. I do understand the, well, that's a weird thing to say, but I can completely understand where Patrick's coming from, though, because this seems like a really awkward matchup to sideboard for.
Yeah, and so many pieces of the 8-rack deck are, you know, so integral to the deck, you can't take them out, and you can't over sideboard, and Patrick might have too many cards that he wants to bring in. It looked like he left some fatal pushes in the deck, though. How do you feel about leaving those in versus taking them out? Obviously, they're good against the mana dorks, but you know, you think that's important enough to leave in there, because you have to have it almost as soon as Ben plays the mana dork out there, or it might end up being useless to have.
Like, there are situations where it's just going to be a good answer to hunt Master of the Fells. I feel like you're better off just playing Damnation or something out of the sideboard.
Yeah,
Fatal Push seems like a really awkward card to play in this matchup.
The only problem with Fatal Push in Patrick's deck is I believe the only way he has to activate Revolt is the fetch lands that we saw, and I'm not entirely sure how many fetch lands he's playing in this deck.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I wanna see Ben, see if Ben picks up on the mana dork thing and hold on to his extra lands if applicable.
Well, it looks like he's got a 1-lander maybe right now.
I think I might see 2. Because if Ben can just go Stone Rain into any other land destruction spell, like doubling up on that is just gonna blow Patrick out of the game.
Yeah, it looks like Thragtusk, double Stone Rain, a Huntsmaster, and then I can't quite tell what the last card is.
I think it's another land.
It looks like a Windswept Heath maybe.
Let's see.
Looks like we'll get to see it here with this Inquisition. It's a
It
Windswept
is indeed
Heath.
a Windswept Heath.
Well, I guess you take the Stone Rain.
There you go. Patrick looks like he's on another land-heavy hand, though. So it should... Stomping Ground off the top. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue if his Swamp gets blown up here. I'm trying to think of it.
I see a Lily, a Thoughtseize, and I think 2 racks in Patrick's hand. So it doesn't look like it's lining up too well with the threats that Ben is potentially going to play here.
Because Huntsmaster is probably, it's looking like it's just going to run away with this game.
Yeah, Huntsmaster is going to be great against Liliana. Also, with the Stone Rain there, we're quite a ways away from playing the Liliana.
I mean, Patrick does have the Thoughtseize, so you can just... This.
Yeah.
But Ben's deck does kind of top deck pretty well.
Utopia Sprawl off the top.
That is one of the poorer top decks. Well, it's not terrible because it does turn everything else into a live top deck, especially the bigger creatures. I think Ben actually wants to hold on to the Utopia Sprawl here in case he gets Ravenscrimed or something. Yeah, that's very heads up of Ben. I mean, chances are Patrick does have the other discard spell, or targeted discard spell, because 8 rack.
Yeah, yeah.
Did I see a Death Shadow? Is that a Death Shadow in Patrick's hand?
It might be a Death Shadow. Looks like we picked up a Inferno Titan for hand, or for turn.
That changes things. If that comes down, that's going to be pretty nutty. Because the ideal situation here is Patrick just taps out for Liliana of the Veil, which does kind of... Oh, that's a really good top deck. Does Patrick have the other land? Did Patrick misplay? He might just want to get the Liliana in play. We'll see.
Yeah, so Ben has 2 cards in hand, and Patrick should know that one of them is that Thragtusk. So he could have Ravenscrimed and then retraced the Ravenscrime back by discarding the fetch that he just played, which would have left Ben with nothing, and he would have been taking 3 from the rack. But now it looks like Ben's going to get the cast a Thragtusk here and potentially get back into this game.
We shall see. If I'm seeing things correctly, though, Patrick has double Death Shadow in his hand, which is kind of hilarious. Because Ben's just going to swing in here, and then Patrick's going to be, oh, I have two absolutely asininely huge creatures. What Patrick's thinking about here. Lines for Patrick are just tick up Lily, discard, see if he can get a couple piles going. Or he can just start going on the Death Shadow plan.
I don't even know if taking up Lily's good here. I think you just minus her because you're not getting anything out of Ben's hand, and the Lily's going to end up dying anyway.
I do like the 5/3 better than the 3/3. I honestly thought Patrick was going to forget his trigger for a second.
I think you just
Did you
crash
happen to
here.
see
Lily.
what the top deck from Ben was? It was just a...
Yeah, it was an Arbor Elf.
There we go. I kind of like the tick down there, the more I think about it.
Looks like we get the Shrieking Affliction now, so Patrick might be able to erase Ben here.
Oh,
He's going to be taking
6
a turn now from the Rack and the Affliction. So the Elf and the Thragtusk are going to swing in to let Death Shadow be online now.
So... okay, there we go. Because I don't think there's anything that's going to punish Patrick for... I think he wants to fetch Shock once.
I'm not entirely sure if he's playing Shocks, though.
If I remember, Patrick's playing White for Lingering Souls. Unless he switched his deck iteration. Normally, that's not an ARAC thing, but the extra 2 points should help a lot.
Yep, so Patrick should be... if he does have those two Death Shadow in hand, Patrick should be in pretty good shape now. I don't really see a way that Ben could come back from this.
Bonfire of the Damned off the top. Actually, that's not very good here. That wouldn't even kill the Death Shadows, I don't think.
Well, Patrick would take the damage, so it would also grow the Death Shadows as well at the same time. That neat little trick.
Well, how much can you make? Is Bonfire Miracle 1?
Yes.
Red decks?
Yes.
Okay.
1 with X.
So it's 4, 5, 6 currently?
Yeah.
Land. Nice. Play those Death Shadows. Pass turn, take 6. This is how Magic was meant to be played.
Is it, though?
Yeah, totally. Actually, no. Have you seen Restore Balance be played yet?
Oh, man.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
even talk to me about that deck.
Oh, yeah.
You know I'm a man. You know I'm a man of bad decks.
Woo. We should both respectively just take Restore Balance to regionals this weekend.
As
That's
Robert Meadows says, I am the bad deck master.
Deck master. I don't know why you think Martyr Proc is a bad deck.
It's awful.
Patrick here running away with game 2.
So,
oh,
third Death Shadow.
Oh my gosh.
So it looks like Patrick did go on the creature plan there, and it paid off for him. Just all the Death Shadows.
Is that a typical thing you see out of the sideboard?
I have
of
never
ARAC?
seen Death Shadow in the sideboard of ARAC before.
That's really tight grammar there, Rob. I'm very impressed.
We're gonna try and get another match on stream here.
You can't even spell that correctly. What's the V stand for? Very. Oh my gosh. Hopefully we can get something more